Food apartheid. I was introduced to it from my wife, and I had questions on why apartheid versus uh, food deserts, which is what we were normally accustomed to hearing. So after some reading, we find that using the term desert will lead someone to believe that it's a naturally occurring event, when in fact it's not. It's planned. You don't open a grocery store here in this neighborhood. You don't open a grocery store close to the neighborhood. If there's a grocery store in the neighborhood, it's not owned by anyone in the neighborhood. And the food that you get are actually leftovers from larger chain stores. What we are, as a company, trying to do is to breach that. And as an urban farming community, we're combating that by using the resources that we have to better serve our community.
We sell at what is called food deserts, and so the reason why they buy from us is because there most of the time are no food grocery stores in their community.
Because I'm all they have. That's really awkward to say, but we're in a food desert, so they don't really have the time to space or the access to go to a larger grocery store, and or don't have the resources to get there. So I'm probably their closest access point to fresh fruits and vegetables.
To feed our community, to be able to educate our community, to create a food system is what keeps us going. Our purpose is to serve underrepresented communities by partnering with urban farms to combat food apartheid. So it's important that we do that because of the lack of access to farm fresh foods within our community, whether it's sold second, third, or fourth rate in our stores, or whether our community doesn't have access because of lack of transportation. The word of mouth allows us to get that farm fresh produce to our area community by partnering with a number of other farmers within our community by creating this food system so that we feed ourselves and not rely on retail to give us the farm fresh healthy foods that we expect and should have.
The movement, how we're growing and how we're developing, people we're engaging with. I kind of started it as a thing I wanted to do, and people didn't really know who I was, but as I've slowly done the work and I slowly built the beds and grown the vegetables, I feel like I really developed people who are really passionate about the mission as just as much as I am, and are my champions now who can go out there and they can speak about it. So I'm really passionate and proud that I'm able to grow people to appreciate work that we're doing, and they're ready to champion, be there for me and to help me do those things.
They trust us. They trust sourcing it from us, how we grow it. They lack the ability to have fresh produce, in some cases deliver it if need be, but for the most part they can come by and know that it was picked that day.
One of the biggest challenges in the area that we're in, doing the CSAs and dealing with urban communities, is getting our customer to acknowledge the importance of eating fresh vegetables and the nutrients that it gives, and that there's a cost to it. We partner with different groups in each community and the local growers in those communities to help to educate the community on different things that they need, the challenges that they have, getting them to open their mind up with what type of produce that they have in front of them, what can they make from it. So we do cooking classes, nutritional classes to inform them the benefits of the things, and we also do programs and stuff where we educate them on growing their own food, the things that they can grow in their own backyard so that they can have produce there.
I have our youth program I call it Youth Grow Indie, where each summer I hire a crew of about 5 to 10 youth to come out to the farm and help out.
We also take the next generation and teach them about farming, from neighborhood children, family members with children, little cousins. We teach them how to plant. We're teaching them very early to be self-sustaining in feeding yourself and feeding your family, and what it takes in that work ethic to get that done. Something as simple as being able to harvest seeds from a vegetable that you already have, and knowing that you can actually take that and regenerate by planting that and growing more for your family. And the kids are really excited about that opportunity.
I think that we're starting to get to the point, especially with the CSAs, of getting our customers to recognize the importance of eating fresh produce, knowing who their growers are, buying local as we promote other farmers and growers. And I believe COVID has kind of helped them to understand that, due to the fact that being in food deserts, they're not able to get access all the time to fresh produce and vegetables that gives them the nutrients for their body to fight off different diseases and things of that nature. And from my understanding, it's the urban communities that are becoming more and more plant-based.
With urban farming, we tend to step very carefully when we're choosing where we seek information. Historically, we've not been received well by different entities, different groups. While the door may be cracked, it's not fully wide open. They don't understand urban gardening as being different from rural gardening.
Soil and Water and Attention did a whole partnership with them and did a lot about soil and water, and that was great. I haven't used the other ones before just because I always felt like I was too small for them. Like I wasn't like a big enough operation or established enough to be considered for any of their resources that they offer. Like I know the high tonal grain is an option, but I always felt like I was never like, I'm not their target person. As an urban farmer, we don't always have ownership of our land. We don't have like full control of what happens on our property, and so if they're looking for us to have like this equity in the property or like proving our assets, it's a little bit harder for us to do it that way than the farmers out in the country who have all this property.
We need access. We need access to the same things that rural farmers get. I think one of the first steps is coming into our community to look at what our system is. We have a system in place. We want to be respected for what we do, the food systems that we've created with the networking system that we have. We need help, but we don't need to be rescued. So to come into our community, to sit down, meet the plethora of urban farmers just in the city of Guerin alone. So it's a learning experience for them. The needs of our community is quite different from some other areas. We have food apartheid. We have a broken system within our community that they may not be able to see in other areas. So to be able to come here and allow us to teach them what this system is and the history of it and why it is the way it is now and how it impacts us being able to serve our own community and feed ourselves.
Because there's been a gap between the communities and stuff that I serve and the ones that they normally serve, there is a learning curve there of what is needed. A lot of times in our communities and stuff, we are the last to know. They put the information out. The thing is that they don't put them out in the medias and markets that we frequent. If you're going to reach these people, you have to go where these people are. It's our tax dollars that are paying them, and these are some of the benefits that we deserve and we earn and belong to us.
It would be nice to see some of those staff circulate throughout the urban farm community to see what they have to offer and what the challenges are and how they can truly help.
I also understand that each urban farmer is different. We all have different growing styles, different practices, different ways we run our farms and manage our farms, and that I think we should be taking it as a case-by-case basis a little in a way, and that they understand that how we farm is all different. We're not all the same. We're all not similar in our farming styles. So like just knowing that we're all unique.
Take time and have consideration for these individuals who have been, as they say, underserved or socially disadvantaged. There's a reason why they call them that, and that's because the services that they've received is under what it should be given, or that they've been put socially at a disadvantage. These people need help just like everyone else. So they can just come with that understanding and say, hey, it's like a new person being on the job. You got to show them where the bathroom is, where the break room is, and everything else. And once they learn how to get around, it'd be a lot easier.